Hi, I'm Kevin Hill, and welcome back to another episode of our Painting Together. Now today we're going to work on a lot of the highlights throughout the entire painting, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And of course, be sure to wait till the end of the video and vote for how you'd like to see this painting turn out. Let's get started. We'll start off today here with a nice soft yellow and white color on the 3/4 brush. And right up here we kind of decided this is where we want our light source. Here we go. We're finally going to stick in a really bright, oh, I need more yellow, a really bright area. I want this just to feel like the sun is glowing right behind here. There we go. You can use this to shape the edges of your mountain and make them super sharp. Yeah, that's good. If you leave a little bit of texture of the canvas, because we're using a wet over dry painting method here, so you're going to see some rough areas. Just try to go over them a couple times. They should soften out. There. Allow this just to fade up. Feather light pressure, because remember it has to just blend over a dry background. There we go. Now I'm just building up the clouds a little bit more. These are still pretty subtle. Because there were clouds over here, I wanted them over here too. Very small clouds though. This is the desert. We're not going for big clouds today. There. See, this is kind of my cloud color, and I'm just brushing these in with the little 3/4 brush. It's soft enough that it blends pretty well, even over this dry paint. Okay. There we go. Good. See that? You just kind of go over it over and over again until you get a decent little patch of clouds. Good. I'm really not changing anything too much. This is so cool though. Now I've got a very thin gray color here on my palette, and I'm just scooping it up with my 3/4 brush. And very runny, but not so runny that it's like the liner brush, just a little less than that. Okay, I'm going to use this now to, there we go, to place on a little bit of a shadow here, a glaze. Why am I using it thin? Well, that's pretty simple. Because I want the painting to show through underneath. There. So you just glaze it. Now it's going to look shiny to you. That's because it is pretty shiny. It's shiny to me too. Probably more to you, but it just depends on what angle you look at my painting at. But don't worry, all that's going to go away. It will not be there next week when it dries off. When the paint is super wet, it's pretty shiny, but when it dries off, it goes back to normal. So this will just look great. Now I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of repair work to our wash. It was funny, when I was painting around here, I actually went down and did a little bit in the wash, and I probably shouldn't have, knowing that I was going to do this cast shadow, but you know what, things happen. So I knew the wash wasn't finished anyways, so I'm probably just going to take this opportunity to finish it out. And I just want to show you, see there's like a little divot in the mountain or something like that. That kind of gives the idea of maybe that this is why that's getting lit. See that? Very hard shadow, and it comes out and maybe kind of drifts around. See how that light, that pocket of light sort of slips through there? That's really cool stuff. See how you can do that? Good, and then let it slip back into shadow. Other brush. These shadows, because this is a pretty dull area, I mean, unexciting, right? These shadows is what's gonna really, kind of make everything a little more interesting. Have these cast shadows. I'm actually gonna bring this one to the other side of the wash, anticipating a larger mountain up there. Now I'm finishing up here a little bit of a sand wash. There, I'm really, really thinking about the light this time. Thinking of the angle of the light. And I'm really trying to replicate what we had before, but I'm not copying because there's really no need. I want it to be slightly different. I wanted to make some changes. There, and I'm really following this. I had the outline still. I'm just we lost some of the detail, so I'm putting the detail back in. That's the way you have to paint. You gotta be flexible. Good stuff. Okay, so that kind of represents the light filtering through and over the mountains, or however that would work. It doesn't really matter. It's just for the art. It's so good to have, a long shadow and then short shadows. Got to have that variety in there. of course, even in the shadows, you want to have it broken up with little notes of light. Now, the last thing I want to do here today on our painting is just grab a little bit of the same colors that are all mixed together at this point. Red, yellow, white. There. And I just want to drop on the top to this big cliff. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to get this in because stuff is going to be covering it. I think, if you guys want, we can do a cactus up here. That works. We can do, maybe like a dead shrub sort of thing, or like a half-living shrub. There's plenty of those half-living shrubs in the desert. They seem not to do too well. Okay, there. Maybe this is sort of more in the rainy season. We could have something that has a little life into it instead of just totally dead. I'm kind of liking that thought, so we'll see what you guys think. There. And I'm thinking of a couple of options that I can give you that are very different that I think you'll find interesting. So I can't wait to hear what you have to say. I really hope that you're going to vote. Go to the website. You don't need any account to vote. Just put a little bit of highlight there. Oh, that is so pretty. You don't need any account to vote, and everybody's votes counted. It's a lot of fun. I simply, at the end of the week, just go in and look, and whatever has the most votes, that's what I do. That's it. It's really as easy as that. All right, well, now it's your turn to vote. So the first option that we have today, we could do a huge saguaro cactus in the left-hand corner here on the piece of land that we put in, and maybe a lot of cactus throughout the entire valley. I think that would look pretty cool. Or we could do a short, flat cactus in the same location. Really, it's a similar idea, but just something that's maybe a little different. Or we could increase the land on the bottom to really make a larger foreground. Maybe these pieces of land would seem a little bit further away. We can do a variety of plants growing off of that. So now it's your turn to go to the website and vote and tell me which one you'd like to see me do. All right, well, that's all we're going to do for our little desert painting today. Now, don't forget to go to the website and vote for how you'd like to see this painting continued. Thanks for watching.